morning, day 94. Almost forgot to do a kickoff. So we've already started on the trail. Got started about 5 to 6. Nice little morning. Got down to 60 last night. So pretty pleasant. So today's going to be our first of two big days. We're going to do 25 miles today. A little bit over 25 miles. Going up the Carter Meadow Spring Trail, I think. But it's a lot of elevation gain. It's almost 7,000 feet. So we're going to knock out about 3,000 feet, finish this climb in the morning, and then we got a couple other uphills late in the morning and in the afternoon. I think at the very end there's one. So a lot of climbing today, trying to get most of it out before the sun starts heating up. Maybe at a little bit higher elevation, won't get so hot. So that's the game plan for today. See how things go. See you down the trail. Okay, nice little bridge there. Two people cowboy camping, one right on the bridge, one just off, sleeping a little bit. Come to I guess a geologically significant point here. This is the divide between the Sierra Nevada range and the Cascade range. I guess this is the metamorphic Sierra bedrock or rock, and over here it's more the volcanic Cascade rock. So we've been hiking through the Sierras since, I don't know, 600 miles ago, something like that. And the Cascade go all the way up through Oregon and Canada. I'm sorry, Oregon and Washington. Maybe Canada, I don't know. But we'll be following the Cascades the rest of the way up to the border. So geologically, this is a pretty significant point. I guess they call this a contact, where the two bedrock meet, something like that. So pretty interesting if you're a geology hound, but even if you're not, it's still a significant milestone. At the top of the climb, so it's just about 5,000 feet from where we started yesterday at the highway. So luckily we broke it up. Got a little bit done yesterday, did the rest this morning. It's just before 10, so I think we've done like 8 miles, maybe 8.5. Still have to do another 17 and a half to camp. So still got a long day. At least the big climb's out of the way. Now, we got downhill. Got a series of uphills and downhills. I think we only have like 2 or 3 more uphills, about 1,000, 1,500 feet. And it's nice. We're at, elevation now. We're over 7,000 feet, or like 7,100. So it's, it should stay a little bit cooler up here. I dipped my shirt in a creek a while back, and the breeze started kicking up. I started getting chilly. Still gotta watch the breathing. There's, I start feeling around 7,000 feet, give or take. It's nice being a little bit higher. So we'll see you down the trail. Look at this guy. He's just on a branch. I almost stepped on him. He's over the trail, but look how big he is. He's like, I don't know, 3 inches. Very cool markings. He's eating a little flower there. But that's a big one. I've never seen them this big. I'll let you be. Go ahead and finish your lunch. I think about another 2 miles till I eat lunch. Okay, so we've been in another burn zone for a while. came across this last water source. It's called Cold Spring. It's kind of strange because they're all cold. So it's like, you know, spring water or something like that. They all have water. But anyway, this one's piped. It was nice, easy to get to, just a little bit off trail. Filled up with water, had some lunch right here. Nice. This is about the only shade. I mean, when all the trees are burned, you just gotta find one with a big trunk. I was able to sit right here, have some lunch, drink some cold spring water, make some electrolytes, get ready for the next segment. I'm 12.8 miles in, got about another 12.6 to go. So I took about 2.3 liters of water. I think that'll get me there. If not, there's a couple of other springs on up ahead. They're just like, you know, a little bit more than a half-mile detour off trail to get them. So I think 2.3 liters will get me to where we're going to camp tonight. But we'll see. We'll see how hot it is. Cooled off a little bit here, and temperatures aren't bad, but when you're traveling in this and there's really no shade, even though there's a nice breeze, the sun heats you up a little bit. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes today. Hopefully we'll stay cool and make some good miles. Because I got 12.6 miles, I think, and about 2,000 feet of gain. Starting right now, I think I got 800 feet over the next 2.5 miles. And then it's kind of just undulating. So we'll see down the trail. You still got the fire burn stuff over here on the right. But look at this. We got live pines. Pretty nice. Big ones, small ones. Still no shade on the trail, but at least we got green now. It's not all burnt black and brown. So looking forward to seeing how far this lasts. I've heard some hikers really complain about hiking through the burn zone. And I kind of get it. It's, you know, not the prettiest, but you consider how far we're going. And to encounter a couple areas of burn, it's not too bad. You know, it's kind of interesting to see the whole cycle of life in the different conditions. If walking through a few burn patches is the low point of your trip for 6 months, 5 months, whatever, and yeah, pretty awesome trip. All right, well, so I'd show you that's not all burned. I guess you can see over there some more burn spots, but got a little bit of a mixture. So we'll see how long this lasts. I'm gonna cross this just on the side of the trail. Looks like an old pan, maybe pan for gold there. And I think this is a axe head or a pick. Oh. Yeah. A couple old artifacts. Probably been here for who knows how many years or how many decades. Probably just were uncovered during the fire. Fire burned all the vegetation, and then whatever's left in these hills, you know, they look pretty heavy duty. I'm guessing these might be from, you know, late 1800s, early 1900s, something like that. Just been sitting out here in the brush until the fire came through and burned all the brush away. It's kind of like that McWilliams cabin site. Of old artifacts there. Anyway, just things you stumble across on the trail. Look at this landscape. How cool is this? All these, you know, medium-sized pine trees are all bent over. Don't know if that, you know, they're like that before the fire came through, or the fire caused this, but it's kind of a surreal landscape. And day 94. I'm just walking back from getting water. we set up tents right at the trail junction. It was about a half mile down to get water. So, work my way back up. Did 25.4 miles today. The big thing is 5,840 feet elevation gain. So it was a big day. I think this is like the second time been over 25 miles, but doing 25 miles plus almost 6,000 feet of gain is a big day for me. So getting here about 6:30. I'm pretty tired because the last couple miles were uphill. Now I gotta go down and haul water up another little hill. It's not too steep, but it's just when you're tired, you just want to be done and get something to eat and go to bed. Got some nice trail magic. About mile 18 or 19, a little sign. So went over there. Was a father and daughter, lived in the area. The daughter just became a registered nurse like a week ago, so she's pretty happy about that. I didn't have much because I just had a break before, but I had a soda and a cookie and a couple of fresh plums, which was nice. They had sandwiches and some baked goods, so it really makes the trail nice. And we're getting a lot of trail magic. I think mile for mile, the Northern California, hands down, has the most trail magic. Temperatures, I was sweating a lot, but it wasn't too bad. It wasn't brutal because we were up higher. So plan tomorrow is to go to the border of Lassen. I think that's like 27 miles, but it's only like 3,000 feet of gain, give or take. So a few more miles, but only about half the amount of climbing. So I think it'll be similar today, hopefully maybe just a tad easier. Tomorrow's going to be a big milestone. So we'll tell you about that. I'm sure you can figure it out, but we should hit a major milestone tomorrow morning. So we'll leave it there, and we'll see you tomorrow. Okay, there's a woodpecker nest right there in the tree. I was hearing those little guys all night last night. Okay, day 95. Just before 6. Clearing camp. Getting a little cooler, which is nice. It was like 52 last night, which is kind of perfect. It's cool in camp. Cool at night, like you sleep good. A lot of people in our camp because we camp kind of at the base of a climb, and there's water here. No water for the next 10 miles. So there are probably 12, 15 people camped here. It's a little busy. It's all good. Today we're going to do at least 23, and it puts 5 miles short of the park boundary. It's Lassen National Park. Maybe we'll push it to 28, but that's a long day after. That'd be 2 long days in a row. So we'll see how the day goes. Still hiking through burn zones. I think it's burned all the way through Lassen National Park. Dixie Fire burned over 1 million acres. So, kind of bleak. Interesting, but still kicking up a lot of dirt and a lot of ash. So we'll see how things go. You saw Yesterday, camped right by a wasp nest. Here, camped right below a woodpecker nest. So, starting to find a little bit of wildlife here. All right, we'll see you down the trail. Okay, so it's 7:30. Just finished the big climb of the day, or the first big climb of the morning. I think we got a few in the afternoon, but got a lot of the elevation out of the way, so it feels good. It's taking a minute to catch my breath and have a drink. So yesterday, I alluded to it's going to be a big milestone today. We're almost there, so have you figured it out? If you haven't, better hurry up because we're about a mile and a half away. So give it some thought. It's a major milestone. We'll be there shortly. We'll check in then. Have you guessed it yet? Guessed what the major milestone is today? Well, here it is. It's a halfway monument. PCT midpoint, halfway from Mexico to Canada. So there's 1325 miles to Canada and 1325 to Mexico. So the PCT kind of changes every year. You know, the trail kind of moves around a little bit due to improvement or maintenance or blowdowns or whatever. I think the technical length is 2,653, I believe. So the technical midpoint, you know, I'm an engineer, so you gotta be technical, is probably a mile and a half down the trail. But the monument's here, so we're gonna celebrate here. And either way, today we made it halfway distance-wise. Time-wise, I think this is day 95. Probably take somewhere between 160 and 170 days. So we're more than halfway time-wise, but halfway distance-wise. Miles are starting to pick up. 0 days are decreasing. So probably got 2.5 months left on the trail. But still have halfway to go. Yeehaw. Okay, so I did a lot of forest land burn up, but looks like a lot of toilet paper land burned up too. This is just been walking through Kimberly Clark land. It's a whole lot of Kleenex and toilet paper up in flames. Maybe they can still use it. Okay, just had our first fording since I think the Sierras. I guess they used to have a bridge. Yeah, I got this walkway that they put across meadows, and there used to be a bridge that spanned the creek here, but it burned in the fire. So we got another one coming, but there's no way across this. It came up a little bit past the knees. Got my shoes, gaiters all muddy. It's just cold, nice cold clear water, but a lot of mud when you start traipsing through there. So not a big deal. Just first time since the Sierras. You can see, just noticed way back in the distance, I don't know if you can see them, a bunch of cows grazing in the meadow. Might even be a cabin down there. So a few interesting spots. Nice change of scenery since just been walking through burned forest land. So it was actually kind of refreshing to walk through here. All right, we'll see you down the trail. I was wondering about all these burnt pine trees. Could you harvest them? And I guess the answer is yes. Passed by a couple of these places here. Looks like they've cleared that whole hillside. Not much left. There's a whole stack of pine trees there, I guess waiting to be picked up or something. But I guess you can still use them. even after they're burnt. Not much left over here. This is owned by Collins Pine Company. So some kind of lumber harvesting going on. Another 2000, PCT 2000 reference. Gotta figure that out one of these days. Okay, close out for, I think it's, was it day 94? So you saw, we got a major milestone today. Made it past the halfway point. So we're closer to Canada than New Mexico. More than half the mile's done. So that feels good. Just heard about 2 more fires in Oregon. I think they're closed another 30 miles of trail by Crater Lake. So we're kind of far away from that, but you don't know, because we still have to figure out how we're going to get around that fire. Only 32 miles are closed, or 30 some miles are closed on that one, but we might miss, I don't know, upwards of 100 miles or more, just because you can't walk right up to the closure, because the whole town of Etna is evacuated. There's only firefighters there, and then you gotta go, way past it. So we'll figure that out in about a week when we go up to Shasta to resupply. Looks like fires are gonna be bad this year. That's unfortunate. What else? We ended up doing, we set another record today. Did 28.3. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it's a lot of miles. It's good we did it. I was kind of in favor of the original plan to go 23 miles, and there was a great closed campground. I had a pit toilet and picnic table and a pipe spring. Just, ideal. Would have made tomorrow, in a 25 mile day or more. And Dr. Tom wanted to push today to 28. So we hiked right up to the border of Lassen National Park. We got a decent spot here. It's okay. There's a ton of people camping here, so it's we're squeezed in a little bit. But yeah, the next 19 miles through Lassen, you can't camp there unless you have a bear canister, and pretty much everyone's sent it home. I saw one guy with a bear canister, so he can camp in there. So tomorrow, I don't know, we'll do at least 19, I think. Canada's looking at doing 24. Going down to a camp spot halfway down to Old Station. So we'll see how tomorrow goes. There's a few sites in Lassen that might be interesting. I think Terminal Geyser, Boiling Lake or something like that. So we'll check those out tomorrow, and go at a minimum all the way through Lassen tomorrow. I gotta get to bed. It's we didn't, since we pushed the miles today, we didn't get here till after 7. We started before 6, so it's a long day. I need to get some rest because I'm beat. And it was a hot day, very hot. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.